So I have pressed record. Now, or did I? Yeah. And now we do the usual thing, fill for a minute, and then we'll go. Let's see.
Oh,
Planeswalker
I had a
Pat. Oh, go ahead. Planeswalker Pat in the chat said, that's why I get the Oreo thins. Both sides of the cookie are the equivalent of one normal cookie. But I like the cookie.
I prefer uh, double stuff, but that's
Weirdo.
me.
Not really. I just, you're weird in general, not because of that. So, Mike, what were you about to say?
um, I had a thought also related to Oreos. When we're bringing about dunking them, if I do dunk an Oreo in milk, I will take a bite of it because that doesn't create crumbs like biting into a dry Oreo does. I just don't like dropping crumbs everywhere.
You are anti-crumb.
Yeah, I don't like mess.
You really hated the first half an hour of Return of the Jedi. You, you got it.
That's really sad. My brain went to Empire Strikes Back, and I was like, when the Wampa put him in the ice? What is he? Oh, Return of the. Okay.
Did I say the wrong movie?
No, my brain filled in the wrong movie.
Don't even get me started on all the food safety issues in the Wampa Cave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, health inspector was out there the other day and was like, "You call this refrigeration?"
And the Wampa's like, it's ice, isn't it? Shut up. Oh, God. Okay. That is good filling. Just like an Oreo?
It's like an Oreo.
I still prefer the cookie. Okay, here we go. YouTube people are going to be like, what in the hell are they talking about? There was a whole, before I hit record conversation, like a whole conversation about the way we prefer to eat Oreos. It was a thing. I kind of wish I'd recorded it, but oh well. So okay, here we go. Ow, jam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 657 of the Mana Pool, and I am Chewy, the lead dork, and I prefer the cookie part of the Oreo. Other dorks, how are you?
I am tired, but I am here ready to talk about previews. I am Brian. Brian. I am the lead rambler and tangent master of the group. I am trying to enunciate, and it is okay if you like the cookie, but if you like ditch the filling and like throw away the filling, then there's something deeply wrong with you. Hashtag double stuff for life. I also like vanilla.
Yeah, I like the flavors too. I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lore guy, and I do enjoy a good novelty Oreo flavor. Those are nice when you can find them.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And I am actually a chocolate chip cookie person. Less of a just like Chick-fil-A type chocolate chip cookie.
What the hell does Chick-fil-A have to do with chocolate chip cookie?
They have a good chocolate
Like, it's not
chunk
hard,
cookie.
but it's also not like I pick it up and it falls apart and like droops in my hand. It's a soft cookie that's not like that doesn't like come apart when you pick it up.
Man, that makes me think about Subway cookies. I haven't had a Subway cookie in a long
Oh
time.
man, I used to love
those are
Subway
pretty good.
cookies.
I am always with a couple few exceptions. I'm always more in favor of a soft cookie than a hard cookie, just in general.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, then there you go. I also love the novelty Oreos, but the only reason I've ever tried them is because mom and dad always have cookies in the cookie jar, and the old man loves Oreos. So there's a I'm gonna say a 6 out of 10 chance that there's Oreos in the cookie jar when I go visit, and I never know what I'm gonna get because when there's a new flavor, they buy it and drop it in the cookie jar, and I'll just reach in and grab one and put it in my mouth and be like, "What is this?" Oh, it's like butternut squash. What? Like it's. Anyway, hashtag not sponsored by Oreo, but you know, if you want to give it, wait, Oreo's Nabisco, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, never mind. I don't want your money.
It's not Kraft.
I don't want
Aren't
your money,
Nabisco-
Nabisco. You're a bunch
Aren't
of
Nabisco
bastards.
and Kraft part of the same company?
Probably. The entire world is owned by like 6 corporations, so.
There and of those 6 corporations, half of them are Disney. And I say that as a Disney fan, but it's true.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, hello everyone. We're back. Last week's episode went up today. Actually, the audio version just went up last night. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna post this because it's so late. But the video went up this morning, and yeah, sorry about that. But now we're back on track. So this one will go up at its usual whenever I get around to it time, and as opposed to a week late. So yeah, sorry about that. But now we're here, and it's more Dominaria United.
Yes.
To the point, and there's so much now that I don't even know where to freaking start. Like, hey chat, we need some cycles. Because they're a good thing to talk about. And I know that there were several that were previewed like today, but don't give us those because they're not in the card image gallery yet, and we're not going to go track them down when they'll just show up in the card image gallery for next week's episode.
Hey, just real quick.
Now,
So, like,
what?
I know this is not the third set in Dominaria because, you know, we've been here a lot, but I don't know. I was thinking of like an X-Men United kind of thing. Anyway, I'm sorry. So, what does chat want us to look at?
Well, X-Men United was actually X2, so makes perfect sense.
Oh, so the next time it'll be Dominaria: The Last Stand. That
Yeah, and it'll suck real bad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't give them any ideas.
Okay, here's the results of a little fact checking.
Oh god.
So, Nabisco is a Mondelez International brand, and of course, Kraft is part of Kraft Heinz, so they're not the same company.
Well, okay then. Okay then. So we have a request to talk about the defilers, and all but one of them are in the card image gallery. So chat,
Okay.
I've tasked chat to find me a red one. So yeah, let's do that because these are a trip. So we'll start with the white one because Wooburg. So it is Defiler of Faith. For 3 white is a Phyrexian human. That's a 5/5. 5/5 for 5. It's rare. It has vigilance. And whenever you cast a white permanent spell, you create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Now, all of the defilers have the following ability in their respective color. Okay? Okay. As an additional cost to cast white permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost a white mana less to cast if you paid life this way. This effect reduces only the amount of white mana you pay. In other words, that's a very rulesies way to say, hey, for white permanents, they all have Phyrexian mana white symbols, as long as the Defiler of Faith is on the board.
Yeah.
Once you...
Well, one of the symbols, at least.
Oh, is it just one?
Yeah, you're only given the option to pay 2 life once.
Oh, I've missed that.
Yeah.
Okay, these aren't nearly as busted as I thought.
Oh, no.
No. So like you can't play this and then immediately pay 6 life to put out uh, the book, the 3 white book from Dungeons and Dragons. You know the one I'm talking about with the angels.
No
Yeah.
idea, but okay.
Okay. You can't pay 6 life to play a 3 white spell. You can only reduce up to one of those white
Ah,
spells,
okay.
one of those white mana costs.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I have misread these, but yeah, okay. So when you cast a whatever colored permanent spell, you can convert one of the mana symbols to Phyrexian. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So yeah, that's the ability all the defilers have. Like I said, this one is a 5/5 with vigilance for 5 that makes soldiers when you cast a white permanent spell. So it's not bad.
So that restriction is on white permanent spells.
Yes.
So that also keeps you from getting into what was the busted blue counterspell that was basically just like a force spike, but it could be free. Mental misstep, maybe.
Yeah, mental misstep.
Yeah, which is problematic. So this is only on permanent spells. So again,
and the first one of these
safer.
that was shown was the blue one, and I read it and I was like, "What?" And then I read it again and saw that it said permanent, and I went, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah. But so yeah, and so this gives you the bonus of you don't even have to use that ability if you don't want to pay the life. Most of the time, if you're doing okay on life, yeah, make something cheaper, play more spells. But then also, as you cast those spells, you get free dudes. They're little dudes, but either go wide and just attack with a lot of things, or feed your little dudes to something else. Nom 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 nom. And it's a 5/5 with vigilance for 5. It's not even legendary.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm just saying stat wise, like this thing is solid. I know we've gotten used to better creature spells. No like rinky dinky, like, 2/2s for 7 mana, that hurt you on your upkeep. Um, but yeah, this thing's pretty good. I like this. The Defiler of Faith.
All right.
Art's pretty sweet too.
So the blue one. Wait, yeah. So the blue one. Somebody read the blue one.
Okay. The Defiler of Dreams for 3 and 2 blue is a 4/3 Phyrexian Sphinx with flying. So slightly
Phyrexian
smaller.
Sphinx is a terrifying concept, isn't it?
That is the stuff of nightmares. Yeah. A little smaller stat wise, but has built-in evasion.
Yep.
Has the text about blue permanent spells. Additional cost, pay 2 life instead of a single blue mana.
We know that part.
Blah 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 blah. Whenever you cast a blue permanent spell, draw a card.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all.
That won't be a problem at all. I so totally can't see a blue deck, abusing this at all.
Luckily, luckily that means you're using your mana and life to put dudes on the board to draw cards, which means you've got to have enough dudes in your deck, so it's not as bad as it could be.
Say dudes, I mean permanence also includes enchantments. It also includes, they have colored artifacts now, so
that is a good point. Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Play this Teferi, draw a card. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Play this Teferi for 1 mana less because 2 life and draw a card.
And draw a card. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to overreact, but I'm wondering if I need to break out the Kill Bill like ring when I see this card. Like,
I put that in a YouTube video once and got the copyright, not a strike, but a copyright claim on it, and I was like, yeah, all right.
Okay. It's not like everybody doesn't use that anyway. So,
Right?
right.
I think I let it go on
But,
for too long. I think it was the problem.
but this does cost 5 and has 3 toughness, so deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
And it does not make your counter spells cheaper unless those counter spells are like a Mystic Snake.
Ooh, a 3-mana Mystic Snake? That ain't
3
right.
mana Mystic Snake that draws you a card.
Oh, that ain't right.
Okay, so what's the black one? I'm just gonna. I literally just thought of that now, and I hate myself. So what's the black one, please, dear Lord? Somebody tell us about the black one.
the
Defiler of Flesh.
black one's the lame one.
Holy
For
crap! But this art though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So for 2 and 2 black, it's a Phyrexian Horror. That is a 4/4 with menace.
Ooh.
It's got the blah blah blah. Whenever you cast a black permanent spell, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains menace until end of turn.
Is the Pegasus part of the horror, or are they just climbing over it? Because I feel
think they're on it.
It's hard to tell.
I think they're, because the way that the claws are on the wings and around the neck, I think they're I think that's what they're defiling.
okay.
Poor horsey wingy horsey. Meh.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one just like, I think this is like the weakest one just because it doesn't do anything permanent. Draw a
Probably.
card, get a dude. We'll see what the other two are in a minute, but this one's just an until end of turn effect. Now it's a pretty good until end of turn effect. Like +1/+1 and some evasion is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this thing has built-in menace.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start getting multiple creatures with menace, blocking becomes a very difficult problem for them unless they are already outnumbering you 2-for-1.
Yeah.
But
also,
menace,
it's a 4/4 for 4, which did not click until just now.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. But I agree, it's kind of the least exciting one.
Yeah.
uh,
Okay, so the red one.
did chat find the red one?
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
multiple
see it.
times.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
So here is. Oh, of course you get. Why? Really?
What?
I clicked the link that's like, this is from the content creator, and it's in Japanese. Thanks, y'all. I was hoping not to go to Scribe Fall, but nope. Looks like we gotta go to Scribe Fall. All
Does
right.
the article? The
Yeah.
article has an English one.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, at the top.
Whoop! I clicked on the wrong thing again. Yeah, that's it. I've just got it in Japanese.
Huh?
Oh, if I scroll down, I can find the. That's too small. Okay, never mind. We're going to Scribe Fall. Screw it.
When I clicked on the article, the English version of the card was up at the top. It is a little small, but it was.
When I clicked on the article, I did not, and chat can back me up on that because they were watching.
Weird.
Okay, so the red one. Wait, who didn't? Mike, read the red one because it's the red one.
All right. So the Defiler of Instinct for 2 and 2 red. It's a 4/4 Phyrexian Kavu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 4/4 with first strike for 4. That's good. It has the alternative cost thingy ability or whatever. And whenever you cast a red permanent spell, Defiler of Instinct deals 1 damage to any target.
I really like that.
Yeah. I understand that 2 would be too good, but 1 is
2
just like...
would wreck the board.
Yeah, 1 is just like, oh, I wish it was a little bit more, but I get it.
I mean, it's any target. I don't know. I'm not thinking it's crazy, but Mike, I think I might like this a little more than you do. I feel like that one can add up.
Oh yeah, it can. It can.
Yeah. The fact that it's any target is what makes me happy. If it was just like creature, it would still be good, but not great.
And if it was just player, you couldn't deal with, the things that are attacking you or blocking you.
Exactly. Excuse me. And also the fact you can poke. Oh, hiccups. The fact you can poke loyalty off of planeswalkers just always makes me happy. Oh, Al pointed out how many single red aggro creatures exist. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I didn't even think about using the Phyrexian mana ability to just drop creatures and ping things. Oh, that got nasty all of a sudden. Okay, yeah, that does make it even better. Yeah. Phyrexian Kavu, though. How cool is that? Look at him on the wall. Kavu man. Kavu man. Yeah, okay.
Does he do whatever Kavu can?
In theory. So that's the red one. And then the green one. You know what, Dirk? You should read the green one because you're totally gonna dig this.
Oh yeah, Defiler of Vigor for 3 and 2 green. It's a 6/6 Phyrexian worm with trample. So for 5 mana, it's a 6/6 with trample.
Yep.
All right. About green permanence and whenever you cast a green permanent spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It doesn't even say each other creature you control.
No.
So if this is your only permanent or creature, that's fine. Now
But
it's
it
a
won't
7/7
be.
trample.
It won't be if your new permanent. Well, okay, so the new permanent, I guess, will not be on the battlefield to get countered. So
Right.
Yeah, because it says cast, so this
Yeah.
happens before
Yeah.
that hits the battlefield. That is an important thing to note for this one, yeah.
But this still feels fairly explosive.
Yeah. Like once you hit 5 mana, you can just hold a mana dork or something in your hand and go Defiler of Vigor. All right, pay 2 life to play this, and now dudes get bigger. Like what? Buh. So yeah, I think the green one and the blue one are really good. I think the red one's pretty good. The white one's aight, and the black one's sort of there.
Yeah.
I'd probably be happy with any of them, to be honest.
Oh yeah, totally.
In limited, the black one I'd be like all day long. But I do agree with your assessment. Yes.
So that's the Defiler cycle. That's pretty cool. What was the other thing in the chat? Oh, the Defender synergy cards. I don't know what those are called or how to find them easily. There is just one in each color, right? But yeah, there's a Defender Matters cycle in this set. It's just a matter of finding them. Still looking.
Have there been a Planeswalkers release since last time?
I have no
saw-
idea.
I don't think.
Okay, I found the
So,
white one.
Okay.
Karn.
It's the last white card, the wingmental chaplain. And this is the one that when I read it, I was like, are you freaking serious? The wingmental chaplain for 3 and a white is a 0/3 human cleric with defender. It's uncommon. When it enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 bird with flying, of course, for each creature with defender you control, which is already, a thing. But then whenever another creature with defender enters the battlefield under your control, you get a bird to go with it too.
I mean, this seems fine. Like, your defender creatures aren't attacking on their own with absent something, like a rolling stone sort of effect. So this is just like a little like, hey, play some dudes that will block for you and get some birds. That first effect for each one, that's pretty impressive. It also basically like catches you up so that you don't have to feel bad about like drawing this later versus an effect that didn't have that. You'd want to play this before you played anything else with defender, and at 4 mana you'd probably be missing out. So I like that it catches you up.
Yeah,
but
it's a neat little card.
Yeah, for an uncommon, it's fine.
Yeah, gums up the ground, gives you evasive attackers.
There is a planeswalker, new one.
Yeah,
There's
Karn.
Okay.
Well, we'll get to him in a minute.
I'm not seeing the word defender
So
in blue.
It's Coral Colony.
Guess I missed it.
Yeah. So somebody read the Coral Colony.
Coral Colony is an uncommon 1/4 wall for 1 and a blue. Has defender. Has an activated ability. 1 or blue, tap, target player mills X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control with defender.
I wonder if this will be a limited strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, how else do you spell coral?
Let's not go there.
He thought it was a made-up Magic the Gathering word.
I'm
QUO.
tired. Let's not go there. So let's just say I kept going back and forth in a certain section of the blue, and I'm like, maybe it's on Scribe Fall. I don't see it here. And then I'm like, oh wait. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take attention away.
He's so cute.
So milling, yes.
Yeah, I wonder if this could possibly be a limited milling thing. Probably not, because I doubt there's enough defender.
You'd have to go pretty hard into it. And if they blow up this one, then will the others be able to win on their own?
There have been entire limited decks built around like an uncommon or two, so I can see
that's not wrong. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if that would be a thing.
Wasn't there something like this? It was like a homunculus or something.
Yeah.
That was also a thing in limited.
Maybe.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I think so.
It also had defender, and there was also a defend thing. It was in one of the Ravnica sets, one of the later Ravnica sets that had a small defender sub theme among certain cards.
Probably. All right, let's see here. In black, we have Blight Pile.
Yeah, I see that. It's for 1 and a black. It's a Phyrexian.
Just a Phyrexian. That's weird.
It's just a Phyrexian. It is a 3/3. So it's one of those with defender.
Old pile of Phyrexian.
Big old pile of Phyrexian. So this is a defender that actually has power, so it can block fairly well. 2 mana, 3/3. Activated ability: pay 2 and a black and tap. Each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of creatures with defender you control. That I like, because you really only have to have, like, say, the white one and the black one. And if you're, hitting them for 2 every turn and blocking, assuming that you have other stuff to do in the meantime, like maybe this isn't your only way of winning, that's very respectable for 2 mana to play and 3 mana to activate. I could very easily see, again, thinking mostly of limited. Um, if there's a board stall and both people are top decking, well, this is gonna really help speed things along. And I'm just keeping it at like 2 creatures with defender, this and something else. You add any more, and that starts to become exponentially faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one I like.
Okay. The other two that the alchemist mentioned are. I love it when I control F and type in the wrong place. Walking Bulwark is in artifacts. Oh, so we don't have the full cycle yet? Boo.
Or there might not be one. It might just be in those 3 colors as a draft sub-theme.
That's true. What's the Walking Bulwark do?
Walking Bulwark is a 0/3 golem artifact creature for 1 with defender. And you can pay 2 to do the following. Until end of turn, target creature with defender gains haste, can attack as though it didn't have defender, and assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Activate only as a sorcery.
It's not in this set, or at least it has not been spoiled in this set yet, but wasn't there that 0/7 Wall of Ice thing for 3 mana that, freezes stuff when they run into it? I feel like they added that to a core set and they reprinted it a couple times. Maybe it's a 0/5. I'm going to look it up. Wall of Ice.
I mean, Wall of Ice is not going to give you what you want. Wall of Frost, maybe? Is that the one he's thinking of?
Ice, Frost.
Because Wall of Ice is, a 3 mana 07 or something? That's vanilla.
That's Glacial Wall.
Glacial
of Ice.
Wall?
Glacial Wall is the blue one. Maybe Wall of Ice is the green one?
Wall of Ice was the green one. I think that's right.
Wall of Ice is the green one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think that's right.
Wonder. I was thinking of Wall of Frost for 1 and 2 blue, 0/7 with Defender. When it blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step.
Yeah. Wall of Ice is a 3 mana 07 that's vanilla except with Defender. And it is 2 and a green. Yeah. Yeah, he was on Wall of Frost.
Yeah.
Which was in M10, M11, M14, M15, yeah. Not that that's in this set that we are aware of.
No,
but still.
no, but still.
What was the other one? Shield Wall something? Shield Wall Sentinel. Where is that? Control F, Shield. It's not in the card image gallery. Sentinel. Nope, not here. All right, chat, you're fired. All right, let's look at Karn.
And there's also Jaya Ballard, but there's Karn.
Oh, a Jaya not been seen before? Oh, okay. All right,
She was up.
Who wants to read
She was
Karn?
up. We didn't cover. So, this is Karn, Living Legacy, which is a interesting little play on words. Yeah, because he was part of the Legacy weapon. Costs 4 generic mana. He is colorless. He is not an artifact. He is legendary, Planeswalker Karn, mythic. First ability, +1. Create a tapped Power Stone token, which is an artifact with tap, add a colorless mana. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. That's very specific. -1 loyalty. Pay any amount of mana. Look at that many cards from the top of your library, then put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Ironically, can't use Power Stone tokens to pay for that.
Yeah, you can. because you're not. It's got nothing to do with casting a non-artifact spell.
Ah, haha. I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't say this can only be used to cast artifact spells.
Correct. Yeah.
That's different.
It's just if it's used for a spell, that spell has to be an artifact. But you can use it for any ability
Yeah.
or anything. Okay. Whew. Thank you. I was like, those don't synergize at all. -7. Okay. -7. This is what I get for reading this on the spot. You get an emblem with tap an untapped artifact you control. This emblem deals 1 damage to any target. Wow.
I would have lost money because I would have been certain that by now they would have done something, printed some kind of card that does something with emblems. Like to remove them. Like I seriously would have bet that by 2022 we would be able to deal with emblems, even if it was awkward and stupid and not worth. They would have printed
Like
something.
leeches?
Like
mean,
the leeches, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole reason they were introduced was this is an effect on the game that can't be removed. Remember, emblems were like a retcon of original Elspeth's Limit Break, right? So, and they said, well, here's a thing we can do with Planeswalkers. The only issue with that is that if you introduce, I don't know, 1 a year, they still add up, and they're not adding 1 a year anymore. They're adding...
Yeah, they had a lot.
They add a lot. What were you going to say, Mike?
Except for one version of Sorin. Like an emblem only shows up when stuff's already, stuff's already gone off the rails. It's near the end of the game. This is going to contribute to the end of the game.
Yeah. I think you're thinking there's a 4-mana black and white Sorin that just has an emblem like that you can activate immediately. Like it's
the
like
-2 ability makes
Yep.
emblems that give your creatures +1/+0 or something like that.
Yeah. And that's supposed to be, hey, can you keep them alive long enough to get multiple instances of this? But so this Karn, yeah, he's pretty good. He's an interesting one in that he doesn't defend himself, which is usually something you look for in a planeswalker. It's not required, but whether or not one can defend itself is a question. But this very much feels like if you let him get to the -7, I mean, at that point, unless you've lost a whole bunch of them, you've already made several of the tokens. So, with nothing else, you'll have those, and that is probably not all you have. If you've built this deck, you're probably like getting that emblem and then like finishing them in a turn or two, if not on the spot.
Yeah. Okay then.
So, and then
I just like the art that Karn's just like over there. And also I guess now that he's all self-aware and stuff, he's wearing clothes.
feels very Genesis.
Right, yeah, like Karn was always just a big robot dude who didn't wear clothes, right?
I mean, I don't know if that was his defining characteristic, but I do think that was part of his biography, yes. Which robot was it? Was it the one that wore clothes or the one that didn't wear clothes? Oh, that was Karn.
I remember the robot. He was wearing high heels, and Karn was like, "See? I told you I didn't do it." But yeah, it just struck me as odd that he's wearing clothing now. Anyway.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't start until Dominaria. Karn, Scion of Urza, is wearing that belt thing.
Oh, he was there too? Okay. The last one I remember was when he was still trapped by the Phyrexians, where he was definitely naked.
Yes.
So I had
Karn
forgotten.
Liberated has no pants. Karn the Great Creator has no pants. But Karn, Scion of Urza, has that belt thing.
Okay. Alright, let's go read Jaya.
Well, I just talked about Karn, so...
Oh,
Hey, Dirk,
God.
have you seen Jaya Fiery Negotiator yet?
Vaguely looked at her, but I didn't really read much of it, so. Jaya, Fiery Negotiator for 2 and 2 red. She starts off with 4 loyalty and 4 abilities. It's almost like she has, like, someone followed in her steps or something. So her first ability.
I'm sorry. Shafuchi just said Karn won't pants too. And oh, okay, I'm sorry, Derek. Keep going.
I think she's wearing pants.
What?
So for
Go ahead.
First ability, +1. Create a 1/1 red monk creature token with prowess.
That's
What was
new.
prowess?
Prowess is an ability that was introduced in Tarkir, and has since become a deciduous ability, if not evergreen. And it just means whenever you cast a... Is it non-creature, or is it instant or sorcery specifically? Whenever you cast a spell that meets those parameters, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
Yeah.
I'll look it up real quick.
Oh, thank you. Because I can't remember either now that you've asked, and I want to say it's instant or sorcery, but I'm probably wrong.
No, prowess.
Whenever you cast a non-creature. Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So.
Yeah.
Right?
Alright.
So for +1, she can pump out a token that has that.
Yeah, prowess monk. That's neat.
Then the second ability is a -1. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them. You may put that card. You may play that card this turn.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's neat.
I like that it specifies you can play it, so that if it's a land, you can still, and you haven't played a land this turn, you can go and pick that if you want.
Yeah.
Alright. Third ability is a -2. Choose target creature an opponent controls. Whenever you attack this turn, Jaya Fiery Negotiator deals damage equal to the number of attacking creatures to that creature.
Damn.
That's cool.
Jaya's just like, screw that guy in particular.
Yeah. It's interesting because it is removal, but it is dependent on you attacking, first of all, and then you want to attack with a certain threshold of creatures, depending on how big is the thing you want to get rid of. So it is removal, but it's very, very dependent on what else you have, which I'm okay with. There's only so many versions of Red Planeswalkers they can do that have minus some ability, deal some damage to a creature. So this is a very interesting way of doing that.
Yeah, that's cool.
She pumps out 2 monks and then says, I want to attack you. And you get to use that third loyalty and deal 2 damage to something.
Yeah. That's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so her fourth ability is you get an emblem with. Whenever you cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy it twice.
Buh.
You may choose new targets for the copies.
And what's
and
that
it's
cost?
-8 loyalty to get that.
Yeah, -8. Sorry.
But
or
it
you can
has
just say
to.
it.
Yeah.
That is nasty. Yeah, if you get up to 8 and you manage to get that off, that's pretty sweet.
What does this not say? This doesn't say like the first time you cast a red instant or sorcery spell
Yeah,
this turn.
it's just whenever.
Yeah.
Buh.
Seething Song.
Uh,
Seething Song gets you how much mana now?
12 net.
12
Chifuji
net, yeah.
says if you copy an X spell, is the value of X copied? Yeah.
Yes. it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
Which is also silly.
Well, that means if you kicked a spell, it
Yeah.
copies it with the kicker.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, actually, the card right next to it, which I really like, the Hurloon Battle Hymn. Remember the Hurloons? They're Minotaurs. Or if you're in Britain, they're Minotaurs. Which I just found out recently that they're said... you say that differently there. I don't remember who it was I saw that... Oh, it was Neil Gaiman. I watched some sort of YouTube video where he was talking about mythology, and he said... something Minotaur, or if you're in America, the Minotaur. That sounds so weird to me, and I was like, wait, what? I guess you
This
don't
is
hear
news
the
to
word
me.
said terribly often, so I never realized they pronounce it differently. Anyway, so yeah, the Hurloon Battle Hymn for 2 and a red is an uncommon instant that says deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, which is really good. Like 4 damage at instant speed for 3 mana. Cool. But it has a kicker of a white. And if the spell was kicked, you gain 4 life. Which is even freaking better. So, yeah. Just a nice little burn spell. I like it.
Yeah. Does that do it for the planeswalkers we have seen? I think we did talk that Lily... We mentioned last time that Liliana of the Veil is back.
Yep.
So I think... And we covered Ajani, so I think that's it.
Oh.
For planeswalkers, but not for all the crazy stuff going on.
Wait, chat said someone pointed out on the art that's the 2 Minotaur legendaries. What 2 Minotaur legendaries? Sun something. Sun
Oh,
something.
the buddies who were the buy a box promo.
Oh, really?
Oh!
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen them in a long time, and this is kind of a stylized.
Oh, crap.
version.
I forgot the name.
Oh, like, yes, when they were... I remember, like, one of the very first Brawl decks I ever created was those guys. Yeah.
Hang on. Subtype. Minotaur. Type. Legendary. Search. I gotta look this up. There are 9. Fire Song and Sunspeaker. Oh, yeah, that's totally them. Oh, that's cool! Because they first showed up in Dominaria. Okay, yeah, that's pretty sweet. Thank you, Chifuji. I did not know that. Obviously. All right. Hey, let's go down to the multicolored stuff, because there's bound to be cool stuff here.
Okay.
So I've seen a bunch of old legends from like the legends from Legends that are reprinted, but they're not here. So either they're from the Commander set or they're something else.
They're... Go ahead.
You mean straight up reprinted or
No, they're new versions.
new versions?
Like
Oh, you're right, they're
but
not
the vanilla ones specifically.
I think they're the box toppers.
Oh, are they?
I think so, yeah. From the video... I went back and watched the video at some point after the show last time, and I think that those are only available as the box toppers.
Are those
I can-
standard legal?
Yeah, they should be.
Are they in the variants, maybe?
Let's see.
I don't know how any of this works anymore. Wizards has managed to
It,
completely yeah, here they are. They're in the variants. Well, now I don't want to talk about them because they're stupid.
Box Choppers, new designs inspired by the original Legends from 1994. Get your foil Legends Retold Box Chopper in each set, draft, and collector booster display. So it's like a buy a box, but it's also kind of like a buy a box, but you're not guaranteed to get a single one. I mean, you get one, but you don't know which one you're getting because there's like a lot.
Chat said they're yeah, okay. Chat said they're technically in the commander set. Okay, so we'll get to them. I'm sure we'll spend an episode talking about the commander set probably just because of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a separate card image gallery for that.
So, but still, in the here we go. In the gold cards, there's one in particular that I wanted to talk about because he's my boy, and he's back. It is Solkanar the Swamp King.
I saw this last week.
And he has been reprinted as Solkanar the Tainted. Not reprinted. There's a new version. Reprinted is a word that means a thing. So Solkanar the Tainted. Now remember, the original Solkanar, I don't remember what he cost.
This.
I was to say, I think it was this, right? It was 2 and a Grixis.
Yeah, it was this.
And he was a 5/5 with whenever you or anyone casts a black spell, you gain a life.
I think it was anyone.
And I think he had Swamp Walk.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Which is pretty good. You know, a 5/5 for 5. Sure, it was 3 colors, but still, with an evasion's technically ability and the life gain thing on top of it. Like, Solkanar was the hotness. Like, I loved that card from the moment I saw him way back when I was like a middle school or an early high school Chewy. So, like, he's my Swamp King, you know. But this is Solkanar the Tainted. So he costs 2, a blue, a red, and a red. A blue, a red, and a red? Let me try that again. 2, a blue, a black, and a red. Jesus. He's a 5/5 elemental demon. What? Hey, what's original Solkanar now?
Maybe he was just a demon? Let's see.
While Mike looks that up. So this guy has the following. At the beginning of your end step, choose one that hasn't been chosen. First, draw a card. Brilliant. And this is end step, mind you. Second, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Brilliant. Love it. Third, Solkanar the Tainted deals 3 damage to up to 1 other target creature or planeswalkers. Oh, love it. And then finally, exile Solkanar, then return it to the battlefield under an opponent's control, which resets the count. I love this guy.
This is very, very good design. And as someone who always loved one of the earliest cards that I ever played with that really showed me, wow, Magic can be really interesting from a group dynamic standpoint, was that land where you used it for a mana and then it got passed to somebody else.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I can never remember the name of it.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see the art, but that doesn't help.
Was it just
and
called...
you might...
You talk about the Liliana Pact thing?
What? No, the land.
Man, just a second. I think I got totally off track of what was going on.
Okay. But anyway, so that's such a simple effect. Like, hey, you know, I can get a mana of any color, and then somebody else gets it. Well, then I'm like, well, cool. Now they get to use it too, and then maybe it'll come back to me or whatever. You know, politics. I always thought that was fascinating. And I was one of the only people that actually tried to make Corona False God worked. Spoiler alert, it didn't. It just, no. But this is really interesting, and I can get down with this.
It was Rainbow Veil. Sorry, for some reason I thought you were I don't know what happened. I half heard something, and I thought you were asking about another example of choose one that hasn't been chosen.
No, but thank you for trying. Wasn't there also like a lich's something that's in too?
By the way, what was Old Solkanar, Mike? Or what is Old Solkanar now?
Just a demon.
He's just a demon, so now he's an elemental demon. I guess he's been tainted by the swamp? He does look kind of woody more than he did before.
Yeah.
Woodish, wooden. But yeah, this is just so cool. Like, you play him, you draw a card, you gain some life and hurt people, you zap something, and then someone else gets it. And I don't know why, I just find that fun.
Yeah.
That, and it's my boy. It's Solkanar. If this was on another card, I'd probably not like it, to be honest. But it's on Solkanar, so I love it. My dog.
Another interesting card. Well, there's honestly a lot of interesting cards here in gold, but one that jumped out to me looking through this is Rith. So, back in Original Invasion, they introduced the legendary creatures. They were almost, to me, almost felt like, hey, here's a riff on the Elder Dragons, but kind of like Elder Dragons, the next generation, and you had Rith, and I think was it Krovax,
Croesus.
Croesus. I'm getting my
I was gonna say
And,
Krovax was a 5. No, Krovax is
Yeah.
the guy who was the Ascendant Evan card, right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's
What's the
Yeah.
5-color thing I was thinking of? Chromat.
from
There you go.
oh. After a while, I mean, they've been doing this for 30 years, guys. So some of the names start to sound familiar. But Rith, in that cycle, they were three. They were each dragon was 3 colors, and when it hit a player, you activated like 2 and 1 mana of their kind of like primary color. Like Rith's primary color was green, and got some sort of effect based off of color. So here we have Rith liberated Primeval, and I think he's just basically the example of dragonness in this set. Like, he's kind of this connecting bridge to the past, but it's less about color identity and more about like dragons. Were for 2, a red, a green, and a white, which is his original color identity, what we call Naya colors. Legendary dragon. He's mythic. He's a 5/5 with flying and ward 2.
Sorry, is that what we call Naya colors? Like you're talking to the children. Which I guess at this point,
Back in
Alara was long enough ago to where we should probably say that.
probably.
Yeah, because I can't remember
The new ones? I got
the
no
new
idea.
one for the crime family. I don't remember the crime family's names.
That one would have been the Riveteers, I think.
No, I think the Riveters were Chun.
See?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
keep
gonna
reading
keep
Riff.
going. Flying and ward of 2. Other dragons you control have ward 2, so that's cool. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature or planeswalker an opponent controlled, by the way, past tense. So if
That
it
is a nice
died-
touch, actually.
Yeah. Was dealt excess damage this turn, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. So if I attack with Rith and you block with your 4/4 or smaller creature, at least smaller toughness, and therefore it was dealt excess damage above its toughness, you get a 4/4. Whether that was 1 damage or 4 damage or 10 damage or what, you get a 4/4. That's really good. Lately, they've been playing around more with this idea of, I think, mostly red and green, and dragons in general being like, hey, other than trample, what are other interesting ways of dealing with excess damage? I know.
Yeah,
that
there was
kind of
that there was that burn spell that
theme.
had burn trample that was really cool.
I think it was a sub theme for the giants in Kaldheim, and that was a really nifty idea. So again, kind of like Jaya, and how many ways do we do? How many ways do we make new burn effects? Here's another way to deal with. Okay, well they blocked your 4/4 with a 1/1. Here's a little bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it. Now, we should
Mike,
point
for
out that,
rules,
that trample doesn't count as excess damage.
and I was gonna ask, like, so Mike, for rules purposes, if I give Rith trample, and he tramples over a creature, I think Chewie just said that, but the excess, if I block with a 3/3, if I block your Rith has trample for some reason, and I block with a 3/3, it's dealt 3 damage. The extra 2 damage carries over. Is that considered excess damage?
No, it would only be considered excess damage if I chose to assign like 4 to the creature and 1 to you, or all 5 to the creature.
Yeah. Now, which is a thing you can do, right?
Yeah, that's a thing you can
Yeah,
do.
trample. You don't have to trample over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to trample it all over. You can assign more to the creature if you want to, if you have a reason for it, and this could very well be a reason for it.
Yeah.
I think in arena you'd probably have to like bypass something to do that. But that's not the
Probably.
just because arena does that does not mean that is how the game works. So
Yeah.
just drawing the distinction.
But yeah, Rith is pretty cool. And this was Kibler's preview card, which, like, back in the day when Kibler was known as a Magic player, he was known as the Dragon Master because he won something big with a deck that had Rith in it.
Yeah. So that only makes sense that they would give that to him.
Yeah, so him getting to preview Rith was actually really sweet. Speaking of which, there's something in, I think it was in green called, nope, it's not here. Control F Primeval. Okay, there's just the 2. There's Nemata and Rith. There's something, it might be in the commander set, because of course they're previewing both sets at the same damn time. So the Discord is just loaded with card previews from 2 different sets. So I never know which is which, but there was a green card that had something to do with like the Primeval's rebirth or something.
Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. That's a reprint from Dominaria. It's in the commander set, but it was a reprint from
Oh, it's a reprint. Okay. Oh, and Shifuji just said it's in the commander set. Okay, thank you. I wish they would really learn to do one at a freaking time. But never-ending preview season.
They don't seem to understand pacing at this point.
No, it's barf it out there as soon as possible so we can start previewing the next set.
They barfed out a lot more than they intended to. I heard that the
FAQ thing.
Yeah, the FAQ article.
What's it called? The set note. What? Yeah, that.
They put it out early?
Accidentally. It got taken down within a few hours, but people had made copies of it.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of cards that got accidentally spoiled that way.
Did not hear that. But honestly,
Release
with
notes.
the way they...
That's the word, yeah. I keep looking at the art for Rivaz of the Claw right next to it, and I haven't read this card, but look at that. That Viashino is a badass.
That's a pretty compelling art.
With the dragon in the background? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read this. So for 1, a black and a red, Rivaz of the Claw is a 3/3 legendary Viashino Warlock. With Menace. A 3/3 for 3 with Menace. Okay. Is rare. It taps to add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast dragon creature spells. Oh! Okay. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a dragon creature spell from your graveyard. Oh. And whenever you cast a dragon creature spell from your graveyard, it gains, when this creature dies, exile it. Note, that is not just from his ability. So if he's on the board and you cast a dragon from the graveyard in any way, it gets the when this creature dies, exile it.
Yeah.
Just in case that ever comes up.
Yeah. There was a 5/2. There was a 5/2 Draco Lich sort of thing. In the Forgotten Realms set, which I think actually is rotating out of standard when this comes in, but just in case I'm wrong about that, there was a legendary cycle of dragons, one in each color, and the black one was you can play this from your graveyard if another creature died this turn. So it would be like, I'm back, and he'd be like, not for long, and he'd be like, why? Because.
But yeah, I really like that this guy is just a good creature. Like a 3/3 for 3 with Menace is fine. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it's good, like, on turn 3 when you cast it, but then at any point after that, it becomes a way to pump out dragons or to recur dragons. Like when it gets outclassed, let's say, in size. I really like this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a request from chat. Hey, Mike, in the lands, did you see the Thran portal?
I did when I was skimming through earlier, but I kind of had a lot of words and I didn't get all the way through it.
Is it a gate? It is a gate. I was joking. Holy crap! I was joking.
It is a gate, and it's got some interesting stuff going on here. So, it's a rare land. It's a gate. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. So, untapped early in the game, tapped late in the game. As it enters the battlefield, choose a basic land type. Thran Portal is the chosen type in addition to its other types. Meaning
Still a gate.
Still a gate. Mana abilities of Thran Portal cost an additional 1 life to activate.
So it's like a city of... Wait, but...
Well, sort of. It doesn't have any other mana abilities of its own. It just gets the 1 color. And yeah, we have a comment in the chat about memory issues. Yes, but thankfully it's just 1 color you have to remember.
True. But yeah, I was thinking that too.
It's kind of like a... It's almost like a little self-contained fetch land. You're just getting a basic instead of something that can make more than 1.
Yeah, it's a weird card. I just like it because it's yet another gate.
Yeah, it's useful. It's useful for building domain since you can choose.
That is very true. Yeah, but the fact that it's rare makes that sort of not irrelevant, but not
for limited. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you can't really count on this, but for other purposes, it helps.
What's a butt for? Sorry. Oh, and yeah, remember we said they were reprinting 6 of the Pain lands? I think we have them all. It's Yavimaya Coast, that's the green-blue one. Shivan Reef, red-blue. Sulphur Springs, black-red. Darkar Wastes, white-blue. Caves of Koilos, black-white. And Karplusan Forest, red-green.
What are the 4 we don't have?
The other 4.
Thank you. That
would be
black green.
That would be Underground River.
Yeah, that's blue black.
What is it? Is it just called Grasslands?
No, that was one of the old
green white one.
That was one of the old Mirage fetch lands.
Yeah.
Well, the green white
Rush? No.
Yeah, we're missing green white, blue black, black green.
Black green is Llanowar
Wastes.
Yeah. And what's the other one we're missing? White red.
which is Battlefield Forge.
Battlefield Forge.
Yes, I can see that in my head.
What the
Or
hell?
the
Wait,
old art.
no, Battlefield Forge is a shock land, isn't it?
No, that's Sacred Foundry.
Sacred Foundry. Okay, yeah.
Foundry, Forge, whatever.
Cardboard Samurai said, "We have City of Brass at home. City of Brass at home is Thran Portal." Oh. Oh.
That's gonna drive me nuts, not knowing what that
No,
the
go
name
look
of
it
that
up.
green white land. Oh well.
When you see the name, you'll be like, "Oh, it's stupid."
Yeah, I will. I do
Hey, Dirk,
appreciate.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do appreciate in the art for Sulphurous Springs the callback to the old Ice Age art for
Yeah.
Sulphurous Springs.
Little dude hung out in the spring a little too long.
Just a little.
Mhm.
Yeah, hang on, let me pull that up real quick.
Dirk, while he's looking at, was there a card that you've seen that we haven't talked about that's really kind of caught your attention?
So here's the original, or the art Mike is talking about, which you can see the little dude in the spring, and then here we've got the skull in the spring. It's a cute little callback.
Have you guys seen Shivan Devastator?
Even Devastator.
It's in
Is that
red.
in red?
Oh,
I
is
think
that?
I have.
Yeah, I did see that.
What's it
So
do?
for Hex in a red, it's a 0/0 Dragon Hydra that's mythic. Has flying and haste. Whenever it, excuse me, I gotta sneeze.
Why is Gatherer so stupid?
What?
I was trying to get a list of the Ice Age lands, and so I pulled up Ice Age, and I was like, "Oh, sort by collector number descending," and hit go, and nothing happened. And when I tried to do something else, it just took me back to the advanced search. I'm like,
Oh.
"Yeah, thanks."
Oh, it is called Brushland. I started to guess that, but then I stopped myself and thought otherwise.
Brushland? Okay,
Brushland.
what's the other one we missed? There was an Underground Sea, Brushland, Llanowar Wastes. Oh, Battlefield Forge. Yeah, we got them all. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, Shivan Destroyer, right.
So, flying and haste. Shivan Devastator enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it.
And it's a Dragon Hydra.
It is.
Just like it's just a blaze in creature form.
Yeah.
Because
It
pay
doesn't
X and a
have-
red to deal X damage to target player, probably.
Yeah.
Like
Probably. I mean, the fact is, if it survives, it gets to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have another chance.
Yeah. But, I mean, come on, it's a Dragon Hydra.
With flying and haste. So
And-
that means it can deal all that damage this turn if you so choose.
and the art is so freaking
Oh,
great.
it's beautiful.
Like King Ghidorah, who's that bitch? Like
Yeah.
oh, the
Shao
flavor
Kahn
text.
Animality, what?
There were many reasons why Shiv was not high on Sheldred's list of places to conquer. Big, fiery reasons. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
Did you see the Phoenix chick?
I did. It's so
Which-
cute. Look at him.
Yeah.
He says, "Meh," and then he burns your house down.
I mean, it's a pretty good card.
It is, yeah.
So for 1 red mana, it's a 1/1 with flying and haste, and it can't block. And whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay red. If you do, return a Phoenix Chick from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking with a +1/+1 counter on it. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. Like I said, he goes, "Meh," and then he burns your house down.
hmm
But yeah, this is another of those single red aggro creatures that makes the defiler so good. Buh.
Yeah.
Oh, there was another card that I just saw that I wanted to talk about. What was it? Oh, crap. Was it in gold? None of these look. Oh, We should probably mention the Soul of Windgrace just because of who
It's
it
a very
is.
Mike card, too.
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is pretty cool. So it's a legendary cat avatar. It's a mythic 5/4 that costs 1, a black, a red, and a green. So there's 4 mana for a 5/4. Whenever Soul of Windgrace enters the battlefield or attacks, you may put a land card from a graveyard. Okay.
I did not see that.
Yeah, you may put a land card from a graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control. And it has 3 activated abilities. The first one is pay a green, discard a land card, you gain 3 life. Second one is pay 1 and a red, discard a land card, draw a card. And the last one is pay 2 and a black and discard a land card. Soul of Windgrace gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it.
So, this card is really cool.
Yeah.
But not only is it really cool, but it's apparently the avatar of Lord Windgrace, who was one of the old pre-mending godlike planeswalkers on Dominaria. And when I saw Soul of Windgrace that was a cat avatar, I did a triple take. I was like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
In the Future Sight novel at the end of the Time Spiral block, he had heard of Freyalise basically sacrificing herself to close a time rift. He had heard of Teferi sacrificing his spark for the time to close another rift, and so he kind of been convinced he needed to do the same, and he did end up essentially losing his life, but before he did that, he kind of like put his essence into Urborg just to kind of watch over it. And there were 1 or 2 references to it in the last Dominaria set, but we didn't really see him. Here, this is the reimagining of that essence. And it's a badass, so yeah.
And what year was this? 2018. The Commander 2018 decks, one of them was a Lord Windgrace deck.
Yeah.
He was a Jund Planeswalker who could also be the commander. And he also did some land and graveyard stuff.
That's cool.
I remember the game we played, I was able to make some ridiculous end game play and got like 5 landfall triggers in a turn from a bunch of stuff, and
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome.
So yeah, that's a really cool card mechanically and Vorthos wise. I like it. Oh, I remember the other card we were going to talk about, the Lotus. Duh. Because there's a new Lotus. Because of course there is. Did you guys see the new Lotus?
Yes, it did.
Okay. So the Timeless Lotus for 5 mana is a legendary artifact. It's mythic. It enters the battlefield tapped, which, yeah, and it taps to add a Wooburg to your mana
I saw
pool.
this, and I'm like, how is this not just better than Gilded Lotus? But Gilded Lotus comes in untapped.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Gilded Lotus, for those of you that aren't old, is 5 mana for an artifact that you tap and it adds 3 mana of any one color. But
And it's not legendary.
And it's not legendary. Yeah, Timeless Lotus is really cool. And the flavor text says, Urza exploited nature to power his war machines. In time, nature exploited his war machines to renew itself. Aw. Wait, what? So is this like nature absorbing one of the power stones or something? Like, what does that mean?
I think
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
growing out of
basically-
the wreckage of some kind of big robot.
Yeah.
Huh.
So probably. I think they just want to do something cool with the flavor text. I don't think it necessarily ties into the card itself. But
I just think it's really cool. Plus, New Lotus.
yeah.
Taps for a Wooburg. Commander decks are going to love it. But yeah, I like it. I saw a lot of people on the internet, which is weird considering I don't follow a lot of Magic people anymore on Twitter, and I still manage to see people poo-pooing the Timeless Lotus, and I'm like, really? Is it because it's not completely broken? Is that why you're talking smack? Like, what?
I don't know. So,
Ouch. Did you also see the other mythic on this row? I really like this card. Like, from a design perspective, I really like this card.
Uh-huh.
So, hey, Mike, tell us what it does.
So, I didn't get the significance of this first.
you did. Oh, you didn't.
Now I understand it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, I didn't understand what this first long ability did, but now I get it. So, Weatherlight completed.
Okay, can we stop there? That's a bummer.
Yeah,
That
it is a bummer.
The Phyrexians got the damn Weatherlight. Come on, man.
It's oh, and I didn't notice the other thing that was missing from this card the first
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This card is awesome. This design is fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's actually get into it. So it's a mythic legendary artifact. It's a vehicle. So
Yeah.
it's a vehicle. It costs 2. Its power and toughness box says 5/5. It does not have a crew ability.
It does not.
Yeah.
It does not. So it has flying because it's those skyship Weatherlight. And
It would be like if in The Force Awakens, like if it didn't have flying, it would be like if in The Force Awakens they found the Millennium Falcon sitting there and then they just climbed on top of it and sat on it instead of getting in it and flying away. Like it has to have flying.
Okay, so as long as Weatherlight completed has 4 or more Phyresis counters on it, we'll get to that in a minute, it's a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. So that's how it wakes up. So let's keep reading to see how to do that. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a Phyresis counter on Weatherlight completed. Then draw a card if it has 7 or more Phyresis counters on it. If it doesn't, scry 1.
Like, I love the design on this card. So, it's a 2-mana rock that sits there and does nothing until one of your creatures dies, and then you scry 1. Okay. So, a 2-mana thing that says whenever a creature dies, scry 1. That's not good. Okay, that's not great. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But then once 4 creatures die and you have scry 1 4 times, now it's a 5/5 flyer that still has scry 1 when your creatures die. And then if it stays alive long enough and manages to get 7 counters, it says when a creature dies, draw a card. So, but that last part is just, the gravy on top. It's really the fact that it's a vehicle without crew. Now, I asked in the Discord, is this the first vehicle we've seen without crew? And it's not. But the other 2 cards that I think it was 14 found. 14 is the person, not the number. But I think 14 found 2 other vehicles that didn't have crew. And they had crew-ish abilities.
Okay.
Do a thing involving creatures and tapping and stuff in order to turn this into a creature. But this is the first one, as far as we can tell, that doesn't have crew, that doesn't involve, using living creatures to make it wake up and fly around and punch things.
Yeah.
But I just love the design on it so much.
the story for this set is not super happy. And
Well,
you might
yeah,
get that from like, okay, well the Phyrexians are on Dominaria. You get that.
yeah, a
But this
Johnny
is
Sleeper
much
agent, you know.
yeah.
Mhm.
But the thing is with this, with the Ajani sleeper agent, you start to get much more of a, Empire Strikes Back feel of like, oh god, are they gonna make it out this alive? The damn hyperdrive is busted again. Everything is really going badly. And this is not one of these things are going badly and then we'll pull out of it somehow. This is a we are in a tailspin. Is anybody going to make it out alive? And when the weatherlight, which is iconic, is literally turned to the dark side, stuff is bad. And I guess if we're going to talk about that, I want to talk about a black uncommon.
Yep.
Uh, I'm sorry, a black common.
Oh.
Dirk.
Yes.
Can you find a black common called Extinguish the Light?
Aw, do we have to?
Probably should.
Okay.
So for 2 and 2 black, it's a common instant. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. If its mana value is 3 or less, you gain 3 life. And the flavor text. Jaya did not want to die, but of all the things to die for, Dominaria felt right.
Mm.
I mean, that's kind of ironic that it's there. If you read the actual story, she basically is chopped up by Ajani and falls off the mana rig. I'm not sure how much choice there was involved in that, but um, she was trying to protect the Stylix from him. As soon as the Stylix was pulled out, his sleeper side activated, and he's like, "That's what I've been waiting for," and he started attacking everybody. So the both her dying and Ajani kind of revealing themselves were hand in hand. I question, and you can tell me if you feel differently. I kind of questioned the emotional impact of Jaya dying a little bit myself because
Because you're a monster? You heartless
because
monster?
because until the
Sorry.
last no, because until the last Dominaria set, I assumed she was dead already. Like they did some hand wavy nonsense with this where she was mentioned in flavor text and things in sets a long time ago. And then the mending happened, and planeswalkers are mortal again. And then, you still shift the time forward a couple decades. So I just kind of accepted, hey, she was one of those long ago planeswalkers. And then in Dominaria, the set, they actually said, "Oh look, she's still alive because planeswalkers age slower than most people." And I'm like, "Well, that's some bull right there." But okay, I guess you wanted a non-Chandra red planeswalker, so
Was it Dominaria where we found that out? Because I thought that I thought that during the story for the core set where Chandra was the feature, and I don't even remember what year this was.
Not that it matters.
Um, not the one where Chandra got through. I don't even remember. Anyway, I thought it was revealed that Jaya was the abyss of the
I
place
I
where Chandra went to hide
I
out.
know the yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I remember that being in the story, and I can't remember if she found out that Jaya was the abbess at that point, or if they ran into each other in Dominaria because they were both in that. Both characters were in that set, and she's like abbess, and she's like, "You can call me Jaya." I don't remember which way it happened, but they were fairly close together. So I'm just saying, for me, it's a little different than like say Gideon dying because we saw kind of Gideon's story progress the whole time. He was never really off screen for very long. You might
Mm-hmm.
have other sets where you're like, well, here's Jace actually like getting some character development, or here's Chandra and exploring the backstory with her parents or all that. But Gideon was kind of there constantly, and for me, Jaya was like there, and then she was gone, and then oh look, she's alive, and now she's dead, and I'm like,
Yeah, well,
I,
yeah, I'm on your side with all this too. Jaya has been a long-standing character, but she has by no means been a long-standing presence. So it's not the same.
Oh my god, you're both heartless monsters.
yes, I'm a lawyer. Have you met me?
Oh, right,
But
yeah.
but I take it that you
And
had
Mike's
more
a
of an
finance
emotional.
guy. It all makes sense now.
Did you have more of an
Listen,
emotional attachment?
I was very disappointed to see Ajani's name on
Yeah,
this
that
list.
that
That was just as bad as seeing um Tamio, because it's like they chose like the most noble um planeswalkers to
yeah,
corrupt. It made it even
yeah.
worse.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm with you in that. That to me was more of a gut punch, and I was still kind of reeling from that. And they're like, and she fell off, and I'm like, oh no, but Ajani, my cat man. So, side note, it's real tough to be a mono white planeswalker these days. Gideon, uh,
These days, like
Ajani.
that's new.
Yeah, I mean, heck, if you consider who are the planeswalkers we have lost, like dead, because it's kind of like comics, people they eventually show up again anyway. But which ones are dead? Venser, white, blue, um,
Elspeth for a
Gideon,
while.
I say
Elspeth for a
Elspeth.
while. Elspeth literally died, and Gideon, and now Ajani is
Hmm.
kind of sort of did. And now we have Jaya too. But again, from my perspective, I just assumed she was dead for a long time, and then it turned out she wasn't. So, but Chewie, I take it from your reaction, you had more of a visceral. This had more of a visceral impact on you.
I literally spotted this for the first time earlier while I was scrolling through this. So it's not like I read the story or something, but I saw Jaya and went, piss. Like,
And they've made it clear, like they had a memorial and all that, and the characters talked about how much she meant to the plane, and I, I definitely from a lore perspective, like because she's been around so long, she had a major hand in shaping the history of Dominaria. So yeah, people were like, "Dang,
yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, not from a recent story perspective, like Mike's cold analytical ass, but like Jaya's been around forever. Like she was Chandra before Chandra was a thing. Like she was
she
the
was."
sassy red
Yes,
planeswalker,
yes.
and like she was the first or second character who I ever recognized from flavor text on multiple cards. The other one being Norn the Wary, but so and then when they brought her back, like Mike said, they found out she was the abbess of the whatever. I was like, oh, look at that. That's so cool. And she's just sort of been around since then. And now, oh, she did. I'm glad that she's dead instead of being completed, though. Let's just get that out there. Having a
Yes, that is.
having a Terminator version of Jaya walking around frying people would be much worse.
That would be quite scarring. Depending on what ends up happening with Karn, that can be really really bad too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look. Hey, Mike, that art that we saw like a few weeks ago, it was Phyrexian Rager.
Yeah, I saw that.
It had a very Phyrexian Rager feel to it, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
totally.
saw it. Yeah, Chewie showed it to me, and I'm like, huh, that looks like Phyrexian Rager.
And I was like, right? Or a Phyrexian of some sort, but it might be a Rager. They haven't shown it yet. And yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's
What
it's
is
one of my favorite like simple common black cards.
it? Just, I mean, it just works so well.
Right?
It's costed like exactly where it should be. is as
Yeah.
big as it should be. Yeah, it's a very good card.
Just for anyone that doesn't know, in case you've missed this or are young or new to the game, Phyrexian Rager for 2 and a black is a 2/2 common creature. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose a life. It's so
Plain,
perfect
simple.
as like a common utility creature that gets what the color is all about. Oh, it's so good.
Now, while we're on the topic of art on black cards, I have looked at this for a while and I don't see this thing's face. Balduvian Atrocity for 2 and a black. It's a 2/3 uncommon Phyrexian Berserker. It has menace. It has kicker of a red. When Balduvian Atrocity enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Where's its face? It looks like there's a turtle growing out of its chest. Like shell first.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good card.
It's a good card. I just don't know how he sees. His one arm is out, and I think it's supposed to be intimidating. Like, I'm gonna come get you. Instead, all I see in my head is like him groping around. Like, where are you?
I love that Brian like read through that because it was perfunctory to get it out of the way, so he could go, "Where's its face?"
You know, certain cards, the art really catches me. Whether if it's something that I can't tell where its face is, or if it's got puking fish, or anything like that. It 2/3 with menace that also pulls out something that's small and gets to attack right away. That's very good. But its face though.
So is that void in there where its face would be, and what's coming out of the top there is like the visor on a helmet? Maybe.
I don't know.
I got nothing. I also now want to know where it's. I need to see this art larger. Hang on.
It looks like is Raphael like climbing in there trying to find something. I don't understand what I'm seeing.
And I'm gonna look. We're gonna Google this and see. Oh yeah, here's the art. Okay. Oh God, it got worse. That is not the same art. Oh, it's an ArtStation post by the artist. So this is a sketch. Oh, there's multiple sketches. Okay, here's the finished art. I think. Is this the finished art? This is the finished art. Okay. Open image in new tab. Drag it over here. And then copy and send it to the dorks. That is not the dorks. Where are you guys? There you are.
Yeah, I still don't see a face.
Yeah, no, I don't either. And
only now I see the figures in the background that I didn't see before.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see them standing there before with their toothy vagina face. And actually toothy vagina maybe.
Seems to go all the way down.
Yeah, like I did not need to see all that, but you're right. There's definitely no face here.
Meanwhile, on this guy, we see below the turtle shell thing, and I
think making the art larger actually was worse. I've made a terrible mistake.
Quick, somebody show him a picture of a spider to make it all better.
Yeah, preferably a big nasty one.
Like Llanowar Green Widow. Yeah.
Oh, is that a card?
It's a giant spider, yeah. Llanowar Green Widow. Green Widow.
Oh, actually, yeah, I saw this art. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, this card is really cool.
What's it do?
For 2 and a green, it's a 4/3 with reach and trample. Let me repeat that. For 3 mana, it's a 4/3 with reach and trample. But it's rare, so that's probably why. And it's a spider, obviously. And it has domain, so if you've got... No. So it has domain. And that says 7 and a green to return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And it gains, if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. And this ability costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type you have. So, if you've got full domain, it costs, what, 2 and a green to get it back?
Yeah.
Which is completely insane. So,
Yeah. The name of the game with this one is efficiency. It doesn't do anything like crazy drawing cards or anything like that or making other stuff. It's just stupid efficient. You get a 4/3 for 3 with reach and trample, and when they eventually kill it, you can get it back one more time without spending any other cards. Even at 8 mana, that's a that's a little much, but you don't have to pay any more cards. So, and you can do it at instant speed. It comes in tapped, so you can't like surprise block, but you can totally activate this at the end of Mike's turn and then, untap and keep swinging at Mike.
because he's a heartless bastard. Oh, Dirk, on the same line. Did you see the elf? Someone said don't show this to Dirk, but I'm sorry, I've done it.
So the leaf crowned visionary
That's the one.
for 2 green. It's a 1/1 rare elf druid. Other elves you control get +1/+1. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you may pay green. If you do, draw a card. Finally.
Oh yeah, those darn elves had no synergy until now. But now, there's this guy.
Say it. That was the one thing with the elf deck is I just kept running out of cards.
You would do that, yes. Now, your Cryptic Gateway won't cause that second ability to trigger because you're not actually casting the elf.
Yeah.
But
that's the beasts and the dragons.
Okay. But what does this card not say? What is this card not? It is not legendary. So,
well, yeah.
first of all, you can play more than one and keep getting that +1/+1 effect, and each one will trigger separately every time you cast an elf spell.
It's true. Yeah, this is part of a cycle, again, of lords. Hey, let's do those real quick. The white one is the Valiant Veteran, which, like, this is another one that people were like, meh, about, but I think they missed that it was a 2/2 for 2 that is a soldier lord, because it's a core soldier. It says other soldiers you control get +1/+1. But the ability is a little weird. So for 3 white and exile Valiant Veteran from your graveyard, you put a +1/+1 counter on each soldier you control.
Yeah. So while it's alive, it's pumping all your guys, all your soldiers. And then if they eventually kill it, it gets one more shot to pump all your soldiers. So
yeah. And it doesn't say, like, do this as a sorcery or anything like that. So it's a combat trick, which I really dig. The blue one is the Vodalian Hexcatcher. Oh god, Mike, you should read this one.
All right, scroll. Scroll too far. Vodalian Hexcatcher. This is also just 2 mana, 1 blue.
Mike just read. I mean, Brian just read it.
Yeah,
I did.
A 1/1 Merfolk Wizard. It has flash. Oh, it has flash.
Yeah.
Okay, other merfolk you control get +1/+1. Sacrifice a merfolk. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1.
Like, that's really good, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There's a 1-drop. I can't remember his name right now. There's a 1-drop from Lorwyn Shadowmoor block that's been a staple in merfolk decks for forever because it has this little force spiky ability.
Yeah.
And this extends the courtesy to whatever other merfolks you have at hand.
Yeah. Seems good.
It's got flash.
And it's got flash.
And it's got flat.
This feels potentially problematic in modern. If
Oh, yeah?
merfolk are still a thing. I haven't played modern in forever, but I know for a while there the little blue fishy men were pretty good. So
Fisherman.
I don't see one.
The problem is that the 2 slot is so crowded.
Yeah.
As it is. There's already like multiple lords that don't fit in the deck because the 2 spot is so crowded already.
Yeah.
That's true.
Although this ability might edge some of those others out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I don't see a black lord.
I think the black one was revealed today, so we'll have to get chat to find that for us.
But
The red one is the Rundvelt Horde Master.
Horde Master. For 1 and a red, he's a goblin warrior.
Oh, look.
He's a 1/1. Other goblins you control get +1/+1. Whenever Runevelt Horde Master or another goblin you control dies, because that's what goblins do, exile the top card of your library. If it's a goblin creature card, you may cast that card until the end of your next turn.
Yup.
Is it Skirk Prospector? Where you can sack a goblin to add a red?
Yep.
Yes.
So, hey, chat, do you know what the black one's called or where to find it? I think it's for clerics, which is weird.
Well, I mean, the Cabal have this, thing with clerics.
Oh, Alchemist has it. Thank you, Alchemist. Scribe Fall? There it goes. Jesus. Alright, the Shadow Rite Priest. For 1 and a black is a 2/2 human cleric. Other clerics you control get +1/+1. And for what? For 3 black and tap and sacrifice another cleric.
Oh,
Search your
expensive.
library for a black creature card. Oh, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Yeah, okay.
What?
Yeah, yeah. What? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna be like this is broken because it costs 5 and tap and sack another cleric. But like Gristlebrand?
That seems
I
pretty
mean-
good.
Gristlebrand, Karavik the Merciless, whatever you want.
Onto the battlefield. Demon Lord Belzenlock? Any Demon Lord, really?
Wow.
Asmodeus from Forgotten Realms.
Phage?
Hey.
Fate.
Ta-da!
I pay 3 and 2 black. I tap my Shadow Rite Priest. I sacrifice this other cleric. I search my library for Phage. I put it onto the battlefield. You win.
You sounded very Yu-Gi-Oh as you went through it.
That
and
was
I
the point, yeah,
all
yeah.
for it. Yeah, great, yes. You have no idea of the power contained in my own deck to defeat myself.
Heart of the cards, baby. And the flavor text is, backstabbing is common within demonic cults. So are front and side stabbing.
I like that.
That's good.
I like that. Are we gonna be wrapping this up soon?
I feel like Dirk started to say something a while ago and people interrupted him.
Oh, sorry, Dirk. What were you starting to say a while ago?
Oh well, there was one where Brian.
Oh, Lord. I welcome our new robot Dirk overlords.
We didn't catch any of that.
Yeah, my internet is roboting hard.
Oh.
Oh, well then we did catch all of that, just not the way we expected. Do we need to stop? It's getting a little late, and
Out for a second. So
Yeah, I think Dirk is holding on by a thread over there with his internet. So yeah, all right, that seems like a good place to stop. We did a whole lot of cards, and there will be more to do next week. Because there's a lot of just neat stuff in this set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I love that they gave this song of
the love song of
the
Night
love
and Day.
song of Night and Day a card, but let's save it for next time.
Yeah. Like, oh no, Dirk's been completed. Oh no. But like,
But somebody shove him off a building instead.
I talk a lot of crap about WotC, the business side of Wizards of the Coast, because it's become awful, but their design teams are still just on point. Like, there's so much good stuff in the set. Like the Phyrexia, the Sky
Ship,
the Weatherlight completed. There we go. Yeah. By itself is just chef's kiss of card design. Yeah. Like, you could I think that card is actually why I have actually been paying attention, because the Discord, we make a thread for any new set for previews, so anyone that wants to talk about Magic in general can do so without being drowned out by previews. So we've always got a thread for whatever the new set is. Mm-hmm. And it's just been popping off. And I've actually been reading a lot of the cards in it, which usually I just ignore the thread. Like, I keep an eye on it to make sure there's no, like, I'm in every thread in the Discord just in case, you know, like, Nazis infiltrate the Discord or something, which they haven't. But, like, just a few days ago, somebody got hacked, and there was a post for some shady, like, spam link in every channel, and I woke up to that, and I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, so I had to boot him from the server and delete all the stupid messages, and people that showed up later were like, how come it says every channel is unread? Yeah, there was a problem. But, like, so I'm in every thread just in case, even if it's something I'm not interested in, because I don't want, you know, a random new person to show up in the Discord and be like, hey, everybody, and then start a Nazi thread, you know. Now, I'm sure, because our Discord is full of good people, they'd be like, hey, Chewy, this Nazi started some stuff, you need to get rid of him, and I'd be like, boom. So, but it's just to be sure, you know. But anyway, usually, like I said, I'm in all the threads, but I just sort of ignore them. But I've actually been reading a bunch of the cards because of the Weatherlight completed. I read that card and I went, that's so good, and now I want to see what else they're doing. Mm-hmm. And oh, hey, remember last week when we read Enlist, and someone in the chat said, hey, I think this is like a fixed version of banding, and I was like, oh my god, I thought that when I read it, but then I thought that was dumb, so I didn't say it. It turns out it actually is, because someone asked Rosewater, hey, is Enlist a fixed banding? And he was like, yeah.
Straight up, like, yes, it is.
So there you go. It's a more better banding on attacking, because banding on defense was sort of a thing, kinda, sorta. It was a weird. Banding was so bad. It was so good, but it was so bad from a easy to understand perspective. But anyway. So, shall we shut up and do a final thoughts thing?
Sure.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm tired. And I've told these guys about it, and I'm not going to go into it again, but I did one of the hardest parts of my job this week, which is a jury trial, and it's done. And I found out I have to do another one next week, which I know everybody goes through, like, hard times of their jobs and more stressful times, but I'm really like, wow. So I'm tired. I'm doing okay. kind of healthy. I took another COVID test this morning because I was hacking, coughing, came back negative. So I've got something. It's just not that. But otherwise, I'm doing okay. But I am tired. I've enjoyed the discussion. I'm considering going to the first physical pre-release that I have in since first quarter of 2020 for this set. Considering it, we'll see how the scheduling works out. Mike, you and I can talk about that and see what your thoughts are. But
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this. I'm gonna be heading off because I actually need to type up a motion relating to this thing next week. So, but everybody be good, be safe, and be nice to each other, please. Okay.
Right?
Right.
Night, B.
Good night.
Dirk?
Well, I'm going to try and get through my final thought without roboting hard. The lands are very pretty,
That they are.
and I'll just leave it at that. And I'm going to also leave because I am roboting hard. So with that, everyone have a wonderful night.
Night, Zerk. So, Mike? Wow, these lands are very pretty. I hadn't actually looked at the basics.
Yeah, they're nice.
Huh.
Yeah, if I can make it to a pre-release, I would definitely want to try. Had a lot of fun at the pre-release for the previous Dominaria set. Been kind of disappointed that I haven't been able to make some of the recent ones, especially Neon Dynasty. So yeah, it'll be cool if I can do it. Hopefully I'll remember how to build a deck properly.
I'm gonna call 50-50 on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will take this moment to remind you, hey, if you want to help support what we do here with the Mana Pool, and then the Mana Pool YouTube channel, and the Deep End YouTube channel, and the Mana Pool, Twitch channel, where you're watching this live. If you're watching this live, hey, we stream on, well, I stream all the time, but usually it's video games. But we do the podcast on Thursdays. You should come hang out. We try to start around 8 or 8:30 Eastern time. Try to. But if you want to help support what I do with all of that, because I do all of that, then you can go to patreon.com/themanapool and become a lifeguard. And let's just read. I don't know what order this is in. Let's just read it in this order. So let me thank our mythic lifeguards: Al, Kim Ho, Scuzzo, John Parker. Nope, scroll too fast. Jake Jansons, Mike, Team Hillis, how are you? Nope, scroll too far again. What is up with my mouse? PJ McMullen, Violet Moon, the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Hey, I have no concept of the passage of time, but I think it was today that's his birthday. Happy birthday, Beast Father. And if not, it was yesterday. In which case, happy birthday anyway. I don't care if it was yesterday or today. Happy birthday. Let's see. Jason Kaus, Andrew Hunt, Cody Buckowing, Casey, Gothic Man, Pinball Witch, Jason Doan, Mr. Dr. Lewis, Connor Kennedy, and ALK Alters. And I'm glad that the kitty is doing better, Mr. Alters. Mr. ALK? Mr. You know who you are. So, yeah. That is that. I closed the Patreon tab and the weird full art of the Balduvian Berserker thing was there, and I did not like that.
No. Yeah, it looks like it has that, like, weird low-light photo quality to it. It was something rushing out of the dark, snowy woods right at you. It's just awful.
Oh my god, he's a cryptid. Is that what Bigfoot is? Is that what Bigfoot actually looks like, Mike? That makes Bigfoot infinitely more terrifying. Buh. But okay then. So yeah, I guess with that, we will be done with episode 657 of the Mana Pool. Thank you all so very much for joining us, and let us know where its face is, please, for the love of God. Or don't, because maybe we don't actually want to know where its face is.